Uh, she currently hosts a series of news specials called First Person. Please welcome Maria Shriver. First Person. First Person.
Yes. Isn't that a wonderful title?
Yeah, but hasn't it changed?
Yes, it's changed. Your name was taken. It was called Cutting Edge when I was last here. But it was so cutting edge that they changed the title. Don't ask me why they changed the title. Somebody else said, hey, that's my title. You can't use that title.
Oh, yeah, they have titles registered and...
Yeah.
And, I don't remember a show called Cutting Edge, though.
Well, you remember my show.
Yes, but I don't remember someone before you using that name.
I know. Would you tell him that? Tell it right to the camera.
But
he said he owned it, so NBC said, oh, okay, fine, we'll change the title.
Yeah, but it could be anywhere. It could be some small town. It could be
right.
like, you know, Uganda, a little show in Uganda.
Did you have trouble with the title of your show?
Yes.
You did?
Yes. I wanted to name it the Arsenio Brown Show.
Uh-huh.
Because that's my real name, see. I had to use Hall because there's an Arsenio Brown somewhere in the Midwest.
Somebody had.
But actually, somebody said 18 to 49 was at one time a choice.
Oh, somebody told. Well, we had lots of different titles before, actually, Cutting Edge. There were all kinds of titles, you know, people throw out when you're trying to name a show. Everybody starts weighing in with all their different titles, and that was one of them that came from someone in the entertainment division. But they called me up one day, actually, we were trying to decide what the title was, and they called me up and said, this is your title. And I said, well, I don't like that title. And they said, doesn't matter, this is the title. So I said, oh, okay, is it over? And they said, it's over. So I sat there, and my husband came home. I said, well, I got a name for my show. And he said, well, what is it? And I told him the title. He goes, that's pathetic. I said, well, I know, but they're going to make me take it, and I have no choice. He said, this is war. You are such a wimp. How dare you allow them to do this? Get out there. This is battle. Fight for what you believe in. Get out, go on. I was like, like this. And then I went back. I said, I will not take this title. You must change it. This is war. And they go, okay, we will. And, and then they changed it to Cutting Edge.
Well, that's good. So Arnold tells you to be strong with him, huh?
Yeah, he tells me to go out there. This is battle. Yeah, get going. He says, I am the Terminator. Tell them I will come there immediately.
18 to 49 is the demographics, the range.
That's right, that advertisers look for and that people at the network look for. Hope you will attract. Yeah. That is the goal.
You know, last time you were here, you did pretty well with my 18 to 49.
I was so embarrassed. First of all, I want to thank this audience of this show, which is like an awesome audience, because the last time I was on this show, I asked people after this horrendous giggle attack that I had on the show, which was really embarrassing, which is another story, but I asked people to call NBC, precisely to call the president of NBC News and tell them that they loved this show that was called Cutting Edge. Now it's called First Person, and tell them that they should keep it on the air, put it on the air. And NBC had like 400 or 500 phone calls. They were just calling nonstop. Finally, the secretary there quit. She was so furious. I had to send her flowers. I was mortified. The president of the news division was not amused, but it was so wonderful. So I have to thank the best audience in television. They were really wonderful. Yeah. My mother was so embarrassed last time I was on the show.
Wait, you had that giggling attack, but that can't happen.
I had a terrible giggle attack. She said to me, were you on something? Did you drink something before you went on that show? I said, no. She goes, I was over here with, you know, your aunt and your uncle, and we were so embarrassed. You have so much more to offer. What happened to you? It's just such an embarrassment. I was like, well, you know, that happens.
Has it ever happened to you in a work situation? As a journalist, it must be hard.
Yes, it's terrible. It happened to me when I was anchoring the CBS Morning News. I was actually fired about 2 months after the episode, but that's a whole other story. But it happened to me because I was working with a journalist who's now at ABC called Forrest Sawyer. And we went to go to a tape, and there was no tape, and then we tried to go to another tape, and there was nothing, and we had the 6-minute hole, which is an eternity in television, and we had nothing to talk about. So he started to tell some stupid story about climbing a mountain, which made no sense at all. So I started to laugh at his story, and he started to laugh, and it just went downhill, and we couldn't do anything. It was awful. It was awful, and I tried to, you know, think of funerals and disasters and everything. And then I got laughing so hard I thought I was going to wet my pants, my eyes, tearing eye, and I I kept going, and I could see the producer out of, you know, the corner of the camera going, just absolutely horrified that this was taking place on a news show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was horrifying. It was awful.
Now, you didn't get fired for that reason, though.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
No. Actually, I didn't get, the show got canceled, and they brought in another show.
Because you're a journalist. Everybody looks for you to be serious and classy. Like, if Carol Burnett and Harvey Korman start cracking up and laugh the whole thing, they, you know, wouldn't mind. But you have an image.
That's right, and people were, like, shocked since I giggled on your show, because normally I'm quite serious. But I'm, in real life, quite a giggler.
See, I hear, I mean, I hear
What do you hear?
Okay, that guy, there was a producer at TV Guide who said...
A producer at TV Guide?
Yeah, a producer who
quoted in TV Guide.
Quoted in TV Guide.
Okay.
The producer was quoted in TV Guide. I'm sorry. I get nervous
thing.
around, you know, people who have slept with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know what this is.
I hope you don't know too many of them.
No, I don't.
You don't know any.
I think he was a virgin when he met you.
Yeah. I know, that's true.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. It's
I'm a comedian.
okay.
You're a real journalist, and I'm interviewing you, and it's very confusing.
We'll get to the point,
okay. Well, quoted in TV Guide. He was quoted. Okay, and he said you were hard-headed. You weren't a giggler. You were hard-headed.
No, stubborn.
Let's talk about that.
No, let's not. Do I look hard-headed to you?
Well, I don't know how you are when you're away from me. As a matter of fact, it's strange because
I spend so little time away from you, too.
Your parents are angry again. They're at home. Why did you say, oh.
And then you asked me on that show if Arnold was my first Republican, and I couldn't go home for months after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now ask me something.
Are you hard-headed?
No, I'm not. I'm actually stubborn. I'm a little stubborn. If I think I've worked a long time on a story and I think I know the right direction of the story and I've been out on the story, I will be very stubborn about the direction I think the story should take. And sometimes people will come in and say, well, we think the story should go this way, and they haven't been out on it. So then I can get quite hard-headed.
You know, the only reason I brought it up is because of the earlier story. It seems like Arnold tells you to be more hard-headed. It seems like you gave in. So he must really be hard-headed.
Oh, he's very hard-headed, yes. He's very stubborn. So, but it's different when he comes into the room and says, I want this, I want this, I want this. And then I come in and I go, I would like this. Could you please give it to me? Slightly different ball game, you know.
Yeah. We'll take a commercial and she'll be back. Now, did somebody slip an improper note in your bio, or are you pregnant again?
An improper note? No, I am pregnant, yes.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
I said, this doesn't go here. This must be some other woman.
Yes. I have a 14-month-old, we have a 14-month-old daughter, Catherine Eunice Shriver, and she's here somewhere. She was eating all the food in your green room and leaving it on the floor. I hope you can tell she was in there. And then I'm having one this summer. So that's why I can't zip up my pants. I'm in that stage which any woman who's been pregnant will understand, where you're not like in your maternity clothes, but you can't fit in your normal clothes.
Yeah.
So like your pants don't zip up. And I was showing my husband what I said. I'm gonna wear this outfit, but the pants don't zip. He goes, don't wear that outfit. I said, well, why? I don't have anything else that fits. He goes, well, what if they split on the air? If they don't zip on the air, this would be so embarrassing. I said, yes, but then I'll have something to talk about here. They don't zip all the way up.
Now, wardrobe is obviously a problem when you're pregnant, and you all have a thing called morning sickness?
Yes, well, yeah, some pregnant women do, where they throw up in the morning. I happen to throw up all during the day and into the night. I am a real joy to be around these days. I throw up at the, like that. I'm not going to do it right now. But when I go into a place now, though, I scope the bathroom. It's the first thing I find. I figure out how long it takes me to get there. But yours is up. I have to go up the stairs. I hang a left, and then I go right into that little room. Yes. And I don't have enough time to go there while I'm on this show. Oh. But I have thrown up everywhere. Just, you name it, I do it. In my car, I throw up all over myself on the freeway in bumper-to-bumper traffic. That is so gross. I couldn't get off. I couldn't get off the freeway, like at 5 o'clock on the LA freeways, for anybody who hasn't been here. You can't go anywhere, and I was like, bleh.
parents are going to hate me. They're going to hate me. They're going to say, don't go on his show. He brings out something in you.
The animal in you. No, my mother said, he seems like such a charming young man. I said, I guess he is, Ma. Yeah, I just met him once.
And I'm not even a Republican.
Good.
Let's talk about...
Look, we both have stripes on our pants.
Yeah, it's kind of an after six kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Is yours rented? Yes? Ah! Mine's not.
Who knows how long the show's going to last? You know, I'm not buying these damn pants. Let's talk about the show. It has a new title.
You know, don't ask me too much about it, because then I'll have my giggle attack again.
Okay, I promise.
Yes, it's called First Person.
Who's on it this next?
Talk to the audience.
How often? I ask you a bunch of questions and not allow you to answer any of them.
Oh, okay.
What's this?
This? It's a little barrette. You can't wear it because your hair's too short.
Yeah. I could put it in the top.
Okay, try.
And then they're really... No, well...
Go ahead. Oh!
So, how often do you do the
Want
specials?
my earrings, too?
I only have one hole.
Oh, you have one hole.
Yeah.
Where's the other earrings?
I usually can buy one, or I buy a set and give one to Woody Harrelson. You know we in love. No.
I hear you're in love with somebody different every night. That's what I hear. I tune in to find out who you're in love with.
I'm married to Sinead. I'm in love with Woody Harrelson.
Oh, okay. I'm glad. Sinead was on our first special.
Really?
That's right. Back in August, but she wasn't as well known back in August as she is today.
Rerun it.
We're rerunning a segment of it. Haha,
Oh.
I thought of that too.
Yeah. Okay, who else is on this one coming up?
This one, Michael Jordan is on it, Demi Moore, Gloria Estefan, and the Reverend Al Sharpton. So you have quite a mix of people, which is the whole point of the show. We didn't want to do just people from the world of entertainment. We wanted to try to pick a person from each field, whether it was the arts, politics, music, film, television, that was making an impact in their field. And we wanted to try to do it in a lot more casual way. So the pieces are shot over several days, and a thing that we try to make it a lot more casual so you don't sit in kind of formal interviews. We shoot them as the people move at their work sites. So you have a real sense of what their life is about, what their work is about. For example, when we went with Reverend Al Sharpton, we went all through Brooklyn, Bedford-Stuyvesant. We went to the place which is called The Slave, where he preaches every week. And you get a very different image and impression of the person, I think, from these interviews than you do normally.
I've never seen where he preaches.
He preaches at The Slave. No camera crew's ever been allowed in there.
Yeah.
And it was an incredible experience. They were not too pleased that we were there. But I had seen him on local news shows all through New York, and people have very definite opinions about this man and what he's done and what he stands for. But I didn't know, for example, anything about his history. I didn't know that he'd been involved in the civil rights movement since he was a child. I didn't know that his father had left home when he was 10, which had made him go out in search of role models. He'd gone out and been fascinated with Adam Clayton Powell. He'd gone after Jesse Jackson, Martin Luther King. So he built this life because his father had left home when he was very young. And then he got involved in the whole civil rights movement. And I don't think the piece really changes your opinion about Al Sharpton, but it gives you a sense of where the man came from, why he's as angry as he is, why he does what he does. The same thing with Michael Jordan. Everybody he has
wait, before we move to Michael Jordan, with Al Sharpton, he's a very controversial figure.
Very controversial, yes.
And you, as an interviewer, prepare yourself for a person. I'm sure you have an opinion you try to keep.
I try to put it out of my mind.
And, okay, after you finished it, what was your opinion?
My opinion is that he is misunderstood in some ways, and he has a lot of growing up to do in other ways.
How old a man is he?
He's 36, and he's very young. But I think he said himself, and says in this piece, that he was stabbed in early January by a man in Bensonhurst, which is where he'd been marching. And he says that he's trying to put over a new leaf now, try to reach out and build a lot of bridges that he had broken down in the past, because he's said a lot of things he says that he regrets, and he wants to reach out and try to be a great civil rights leader. I have no idea whether he has that capability. He doesn't know either. But what I didn't know a lot about his background, and I didn't know why he was as angry as he was. And it, to me, was really interesting to spend that time in Brooklyn, in Bed-Stuy, and really understand the anger that a lot of the people that reach out to a man like him, what they feel. And it was really quite depressing to see that division. But
when you interviewed, you talked about taking your on hold so you can do this clearly. Right. Is that hard for you?
Very. It's I think, hard for any journalist, because you try to be objective, yet you've seen somebody on the news yourself, you've read a lot of articles about them, so it's hard not to form an opinion, especially about someone who is controversial. So you try to go in and create your own story and get a sense of what the person is like. Like, I had read everything you could read about Michael Jordan, but I didn't want to do just the same old story about Michael Jordan. I wanted to find out what made him tick, what he felt about his image as being a role model. I wanted to understand his upbringing, his life, and why he felt this great responsibility. More than anybody I've ever interviewed, he was more serious and is more serious about his responsibility of being a role model. And I was fascinated by that. It permeates everything about him. Decisions he makes in his personal life, professional life, what companies he represents, and his relationship with children, I thought was fascinating. And so I wanted to try to do a story that was more than just the basketball legend. And to do that, you have to hang with someone a little bit, and that's what we did with all of these people.
Michael Jordan, speaking of companies, is surrounded by controversy now because of the NAACP going after Nike for not hiring enough blacks in higher echelon positions, I think. Did you all get into that?
We got into that a little bit. We got into the price of his shoes a little bit. And he is this, what I call almost a Teflon quality. He's so likable. He's so approachable. He says, you know, yeah, I think the sneakers are too expensive. I wouldn't have bought them when I was, you know, 13 or 14 growing up. And he just, in a way, the way he says it, you go, oh yeah, okay. You still like the man because he does so much outside of himself to help other people. He's doing charity work almost on a daily basis, and the way he feels about kids, especially inner city kids who don't have fathers. He had a very stable upbringing, both his parents still very involved in his life, and feels very grateful for what he had and wants to give back. And to me, that was interesting. It was interesting to me, too, to find out with all of these people what it was in their life that was a turning point that made them what they are today. And Michael Jordan being cut from the basketball team, to me, was really interesting. And whether it's Gloria Estefan after breaking her back and trying to come back and what that was about. So all of them have their own little stories.
Okay, before we get out of here, by the way, that makes me want to watch the show, just the things that you've said. Yes. The show is now called First Person. I didn't want to say the other title, so I wrote it down. Thursday, the 28th, NBC, 10 o'clock p.m.
You have to give me my breath back now.
I'm keeping this.
Okay.
You got money. You could buy another one. Maria Shriver!